Hey there, humans. It's great to be here with you once again. I'm coming to you each week, every Thursday, bringing you all the news for human use. For those of you joining us for the first time, my name is Gene Pocket. I'm a public speaker and an author. I've written several books, including Robot or Robust and The Good Robot Myth. I'm also the founder of the Human Party, and I'm running for president of the United States of America in the year 2020. I'm running for president because I love our country, and I don't want to see it handed over to the bots, machines, and artificial intelligences. And that's exactly what's happening. People in powerful positions of all kinds are dazzled by the economy and the efficiency of the robot agenda. They're more than willing to turn over our nation's security to the machines.
And then we talk about technology, as I said, several $100 million, ranges from $500 million to $700 million for the technology to scan the cars coming through the ports of entry, and that is to detect guns. It's like an electronic dog almost, to detect drugs, guns, and other contraband.
An electronic dog? This is straight out of Fahrenheit 451, my human friends.
The mechanical hound slept but did not sleep, lived but did not live in its gently humming, gently vibrating, softly illuminated kennel back in a dark corner of the firehouse. The dim light of 1 in the morning, the moonlight from the open sky framed through the great window, touched here and there on the brass and the copper and the steel of the faintly trembling beast. Light flickered on bits of ruby glass and on sensitive capillary hairs in the nylon-brushed nostrils of the creature that quivered gently, gently, its 8 legs spidered under it on rubber-padded paws.
It's disgusting. These people would rather have machines working for them than have another meeting with the union boss. They'd rather troubleshoot than give employees paid medical leave. These people have been hypnotized into thinking that money matters more than people. And you and I, we know that just isn't true. Productivity is not more important than a person. Now, I've talked to you before about some of these humans out there who are selling us out to the bots, machines, and artificial intelligences, trading in their humanity for 30 pieces of silver. A few weeks ago, I talked to you about Jeff Bezos, the real-life Lex Luthor. Jack Bezos is a prime example of a human so corrupted and deluded by the machines that his humanity has almost disappeared altogether. Sure, a few human elements remain like lust and greed, but he has become more machine than he is man now, twisted and evil. Now it's time to talk about Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg has amassed over $50 billion. Now, the median salary in America averages out to about $8.65 an hour. That means for the average American, you'd have to work over 6 billion hours to make that kind of money. That's just over 300,000 years if you're doing a 40-hour work week and not taking any vacations. How the hell did Mark Zuckerberg accumulate that much money when using the Facebook is free? What's he selling? What's he selling? He's selling you. He's selling your children. He's selling your memories. He's selling your life, your precious moments. He's selling your information, your data. Now, why is data so valuable to these human traders, you ask? Because technocrats like Mark Zuckerberg are able to sell your data to people who will turn around and use that information to manipulate you for financial gain and political gain. They draw conclusions about you by using algorithms to analyze the patterns in your life. It's a granular version of the way they use to divide us up in the macro. You know the old surface tropes, race, sex, religion, age, that kind of thing. They see humans as all being the same kind of different. Gene Pocket and the Human Party knows that all humans are all a different kind of same. Now, unfortunately, this strategy of analyzing patterns in humanity and exploiting the data to manipulate the lives of users of Zuckerberg's Facebook is chillingly effective. To prove it, there are credible allegations that the Facebook played a sizable role in the genocide of the Rohingya in Myanmar. Bad actors were able to manipulate the platform to amplify their sinister message of destruction. Mark Zuckerberg and his cronies at the Facebook, they did nothing to stop it. I mean, what's a little genocide when there's money to be made? It's disgusting. Genocide really crosses the line. Gene Pocket and the Human Party are adamantly opposed to genocide of any kind. We're opposed to the murder of any human being, even if the murderer is a Nobel Prize winner. Now, you'd think that Mark Zuckerberg would be mortified by the allegation. He's accused of fueling a genocide. You'd think that he'd work tirelessly to correct the problems in the anti-social media platform that he created. Now, instead of remorse, he said in a statement this year that he plans to spend 2019 convincing people that the Facebook is a force for good. He's going on a PR campaign while his company is implicated in the murder of millions of human beings, a genocide. Now, maybe this is the first time you're hearing about the humanitarian crisis happening in Myanmar. Oh, you mean the Facebook didn't tell you about it? How strange. The algorithms are covering their tracks, my human friends, and Mark Zuckerberg is helping them do it. Here's another story about the Facebook the algorithm tried to hide that was published last week. Here's the headline. I'm going to read the headline to you now. Facebook knowingly duped game-playing kids and their parents out of money. The article describes the despicable practices at Zuckerberg's website. Basically, they tricked kids into using their parents' credit cards to make in-game purchases. Facebook calls this friendly fraud. Friendly fraud? Such an unnatural phrase of deception divorced from humanity that perfectly encapsulates the Facebook's ethos. Now, employees at the company even referred to these kids using their parents' credit cards as whales. The same way casinos refer to big spenders they're going to get all their money from. The Facebook made tens of millions of dollars this way. But hang on, Gene, you're saying. Can't these parents just contact their credit card company and report it as a fraudulent purchase and get their money returned? Well, the article explains that this is called a chargeback. And only 9% of parents victimized by friendly fraud on the Facebook were able to get their money back. 9% seems like a small amount until you find out that the average chargeback rate for a business is around 0.5%. 0.5%. The Department of Justice said in an unrelated case that a chargeback rate of 2% was a red flag, indicative of, quote, deceptive business practices. With the Facebook, it was 9%. The Facebook knew all about the problem. Game developers knew all about the problem. The Facebook's internal memos from 2011 show that they were aware that most parents didn't even know their credit card information was being stored by Zuckerberg, and that most kids weren't even aware they were spending real money. I mean, employees at the Facebook, they took a few steps to fix friendly fraud, but when executives realized how much they would lose, how much money they were going to be losing, they quashed any fixes. Money mattered more to them than the well-being of their fellow human beings. Our fellow human beings. When you put money over people, when you put aside your humanity and you lose your right to be treated as a human. Now look here, I want to tell you a story. I want to tell you a story about me when I was growing up. When my pop wasn't driving a big rig across this great country of ours, he was working in his workshop. It was just a little corner in the garage. Now one day I got in a little trouble at school. Turns out the teachers only want you to read what they want you to read while you're in their classroom. So I got in a little trouble. Now when Pop came home on the weekend, he came to my room. I was scared. I was terrified. He comes in and he says, "Come on." I followed him to his workshop. He showed me how to use the table saw, how to use the pedal. I paid real close attention. He'd never let me near his workshop before. That work light seemed to radiate warmth. He gave me a piece of wood. He'd sketched out a pattern in pencil. He said, "Cut that." He went back in the house. I took my time cutting that piece of wood, trying to get it just perfect, knowing that if I did a good job, I might just win my dad's approval. Now, when he came back, he held the piece of wood up with a look of satisfaction. "That'll do," he said, which was high praise from Dick Pocket. He'd had me cut a paddle, which then he used to punish me for getting in trouble at school. He beat the snot out of me with that paddle. And that's what the machines, bots, and artificial intelligences are doing with us, using people like Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos. Our information, our data, our humanity is the paddle the machines are going to use to beat the snot out of humans. We're helping them build the paddle by handing over our precious data, our information, our memories, our lives. Right now at this moment, you have no idea who has your data. It could be being cut up into tranches to sell Macedonian fake news farmers. There's no way to know who's right now using that data to concoct a strategy to manipulate your behavior. We need to stand up and say enough is enough. These monsters can't have our data for free anymore. We're not going to help you manipulate us. We're human beings and we're blessed with inalienable rights, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, and most importantly, life. We're going to fight to the bitter end to keep those rights and to keep them human rights. Now, a bit of good news is that many people, most people in fact, provide, well, let's say polished information to these anti-social media websites. They like to make themselves look better than they actually are, which messes with the algorithm. I encourage this. Lie as much as you can to bots, machines, and artificial intelligences. Keep these algorithms guessing. Make your data worthless. Now, a report also came out this week that estimates that as many as half of Facebook profiles are fake. Fake Facebook profiles. My human friends out there know exactly what that means. It means bots, machines, and artificial intelligences. Now, in some ways, I think we can look at this as another bit of good news. It means that only half as many people as we thought have been compromised by the Facebook. On the other hand, it means that the chances of our human friends out there encountering bots that are trying to manipulate them has just doubled. It means Facebook is awash in these ghoulish digital creatures whose only purpose is to exploit human emotion. Mark Zuckerberg is helping them do it. You're helping them do it if you're handing over accurate data about your life. And that is just why it's so important that you support the Human Party and the work that we've been doing here. You're not going to find anyone in any branch of government anywhere fighting for a human future, putting humans first like Gene Pocket and the Human Party. Because contrary to the opinion of human traders like Mark Zuckerberg or Jen Bezos, we know that human lives matter. And for just $1 a month, you can help us in our fight against the bots, machines, and artificial intelligences. Plus, you'll also get an official Human Party membership card and a personal email from me, Gene Pocket. Of course, whether you donate or not, I'm going to be here every Thursday with news and updates exposing human traders like Mitt Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos. In the meantime, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at VeggieLasagna96. That's VeggieLasagna96. You can also email me at VegetableLasagna96@gmail.com. Get yourself off the Facebook and visit www.genepocket.org. That's GENEpocket.org for more information about the Human Party, my presidential campaign, and links to our donation page. Hit subscribe and ring that bell for notifications. Be sure to share this video with as many people as you can. Share it with all the people you care about. Until next week, I wish good things for you, good things for the United States of America, and all the best for the human race. Thanks, and have a great week.
We're not gonna let them take your jobs. We're not gonna be replaced. We won't live in a world that's run by bots. We won't let them take our place. We won't let machines take our rights. We'll stand together, we will fight. We're not gonna let them program our kids. We won't let bots control our news. We won't let machines divide with politics. We're not just data points to be used. We're human beings with living souls. We won't let the robots gain control. Together we'll keep America human. We're the Human Party. Together we'll keep America human. We're the Human Party. We